Hey again, Michael here of the Strategic Advisor Board and owner of Sipe Coaching and Consulting, where I help entrepreneurs find that work-life balance and stronger relationships. All right, on today's episode of Empowered Leadership, we're going to be talking about ways to give tough feedback so that people will grow. Now, often we come across employees who are having a bad moment or they don't perform very well. And so we have to give some constructive feedback to them because we just can't approve to have that kind of a behavior in the workplace. So let's talk about Steve, for example. Steve is the owner of a car detailing business. He's got about 22 employees. And on one day in particular, as the cars are coming through, the customers always at the end come out and check out the car before they drive off. And in this case, Robert, his employee, was meeting with one of those customers. And the customer pointed out some areas of the car that were still a little dirty. And Robert basically said, well, that part of the car is very hard to clean. It's not easy. And, oh, your car is not actually ever going to come clean in that area because it's always just baked in. Well, the employee got kind of upset and said, hey, well, you're just not that talented. At which point Robert said, well, you're an awful customer and I don't like having you around. Well, that does not go well, obviously, for customer service. But Steve, as a business owner, has got a problem, right? He doesn't want Robert or any of the others having that kind of behavior on the job. So what do you do? How do you give that tough feedback around those kinds of situations? Well, number one is always when you give feedback in a critical way, you have to do it in private or do it at least in a quiet area away from the others where others can't hear. And the reason we do that, obviously, is because we don't want the person who is our employee to feel bad in front of the others or feel like they are being ripped apart, perhaps, in front of the others. It just doesn't go well. Now, what do you do? What kind of tone do you set? Well, the second thing in doing feedback is we want to create a sense of openness on the part of giving that feedback. In other words, we want it to be a two-way discussion. We want to share with them and get some feedback from them about how or why they're in that particular situation. And the reason we do that is, as a leader, we want to be at energy level 6 of the energy chart. And that's where the quality of empathy comes out. It's not that we're excusing anything, but we understand why something is going on. And so when we create that sense of openness, we're creating that sense of empathy, and our employees will pick up on that. And so rather than being preconditioned to a one-way exchange where they think they're going to get yelled at, instead, you're creating an open environment where they can actually share some information. Now, we want to ask why they behaved that way, and we want to listen for why they did that, and we want to acknowledge and validate why they have felt that way, and then talk to them about how they can change that particular behavior. And so what we're doing is we're creating that environment for two-way dialogue. And then also, as we're doing this, we want to know what we want to achieve in that feedback. Basically, we want to impart a new behavior, the behavior that we do want as part of our customer service. So knowing that we're going to identify what was wrong, why they did it, and then the next step is, what do we want to get out of it? What do we want them to do in the future? That's the kind of idea we want to have when we're going to give some tough feedback. All right, so those tips I hope are very helpful for you and you can use in your own business. All right, thanks for watching this tip on how to give tough feedback to help people grow. And if you liked it, please click the like button down below. And if you have any other questions, please put that in the comment section. All right, thanks for watching and have a great day.